Alright, so it is 1 minute until the new 10 o'clock candle here. The 4 hours looking like it's going to be bullish for the next candle. I'm expecting to see this high taken out and this high here, which is not a whole lot of room based off where we're at right now. But if we continue to close up here, which it looks like we're going to, then the 15-minute I want to see a discount array, which could be a BISI, it could be this wick, could be something in here. We'll see what it's doing around 10:15. But this first, and then this, which is 250. So we have 205-ish right in there, 205.75, and then 250 for targets. And I want to see a 15-minute discount array, 1-minute liquidity, and then buy side. If we run straight up and hit these first, then I'll be looking for a reversal trade back into this morning sessions sell side liquidity. So a couple of things that I think we should look out for right now is this is a potential breaker. We have a low, high, and then the lower low. So on a 15-minute chart, we could see some sensitivity in this area here. For me personally, I need to see it occur after 10:15. It can happen during this right here, the 10 o'clock candle, but I would like to see it occur during the 10:15. The other thing too is as long as price does not close or trade below here, let's make that a lot bigger. As long as price during this 10-minute or 15-minute candle from 10 o'clock to 10:15, if price does not trade down to this green line right here, which is the high of this candle, then this, whatever the low is during this 15 minutes, is going to be the high of a 15-minute breaker, and this will be the low of a 15-minute breaker. So say like if we come down here, we create a swing low and then trade up, create another swing low, maybe kind of close to it, relative equal lows, something like that, and then we trade up, and then we come down and we take liquidity, which would be these lows, and we're in a breaker, and we're in a 15-minute BISI, then we're definitely looking for a long. We're aiming for this high, which is 210, and then 250 up here for targets. But again, I need to see it occur after the 10:15 candle. So right now we got a swing low here, but we're just going to monitor. What I would like to see is this swing low and then another swing low next to it. That way we can kind of get some sell side liquidity built up, and then move something like that, you know, where it comes up and then 10:15 open, and then we just drop down into this area. That's what I'd prefer to see, but price is gonna do what it's gonna do, so let's just wait. Let's just be patient. Okay, so we pretty much came all the way back down. I don't think there's going to be any kind of gap, and that's not one that I'm really interested in anyways. That's like not even a full point. But we have this 50-minute breaker 50% right here, and then we have this wick that we can grab the gradients on. Let's do that. Throw on ICTs and 0, 1, 2, 5, 2, 5, 3, 7, 5, 5. So I would rather not see price go outside of this breaker because that would also be below the halfway point of this wick graded. I think I'm actually, no, we'll just leave those gradients on. This is a nice swing low. Come down here, maybe do something a little close to it, and then use this 15-minute candle to drive down into here. And then when we get our LDCC, that's when we're going to enter long, aiming for 210 and then 250. All right, so these lows are the ones that I'm watching. And this is our 10-15 minute open. This is even more beautiful. I like how we really pushed up strong here. This is really going to fade, get people in the longs. If we can come down below these, okay, and create an LDCC in this area here, which is the 15-minute breaker, and that 15-minute wick graded. So this wick graded, and this as the breaker from low, high, lower, low. The high made before this push down. That's why I have that's what I have marked out for the breaker. There's not really a gap in there, although there is, but it's literally like what, 1, 2, 6, 25 to 1, 2, 5, 25. So I guess 1 point of a gap there. So I think it's, yeah, there we go. Okay, I really like this right now, how this looks. We're gonna do stop loss on price, get it ready, because once we get that LDCC created, by seeing the close above the open, we're going to be long for, again, 210 and 250 up here. This is currently the LDC, or not, it is currently the lowest down close candle. We're digging down into here a little bit more, which is fine. I just don't want to see it. I would rather not see it go below here, because the work we're doing is here. There's a swing low here, so I don't think it needs to come down here. But no matter what, we're going to wait for an LDCC to be created in this run here. Again, by waiting for the confirmation with the close above the previous, by the open of the LDCC. 20 seconds on this candle. Now, if it was to come up here and get it now, we could use this as our stop loss, because we're using the candle of the LDCC. Okay. There's 25,107 flat. Flat here. This is our current LDCC. I'm just gonna adjust this as they're being created so that this is ready to go whenever I'm ready to enter into a position. I'll just delete that. 25. That looks good. That looks good because we have now taken everyone that was long into this, got scared on this one, or re-entered here, and then they feel really good about it. And then we come down, we take this, and now they're confused because 1 didn't work out, 2 didn't work out. The third one come down and wiped them, and now it's really pushing down at what looks heavy. So now, once we get people convinced short, we can create our LDCC and push up and start mowing over the buy side liquidity that's being created right now. Because anyone shorting this, the closest swing high right now is up here at 182. We're now at that 50% mark of this graded wick, nearing the bottom of this 15-minute breaker. We've also gone below this swing low here. And 20 seconds left on this candle. If this ends up being our LDCC, our stop loss will be at 25.86, which is here. If this candle comes up here and closes above here, if it does. Otherwise, we just sit on our hands and do nothing. So we need to see a close above this open. Delete that. So there's just too much going on. If it continues to push down lower and through this breaker, I'm just gonna sit tight and see what it wants to work down here as far as liquidity. Yeah. So now, say, we can keep moving it. 79. This is not a bad run. We got this low here. As far as 15-minute goes, we do have this area right here, which is an up close candle in this down run. The only up close candle in this down run. As far as 15-minute LDCCs, we're looking way down here at 25.15. Okay, and again, I'm currently bullish on this day, so I guess that should be worth noting. The 4-hour buy-side liquidity there. But all in all, it wouldn't have put me in any shorts because I would need liquidity after 10:15. There's nothing here. So we wait, be patient. This isn't too surprising if we end up still seeing this be a bullish 4-hour candle, just because look at all of this wick that we're doing here, working this 4-hour busy. Huge wick, huge wick, huge wick. And this wick goes below that one, this wick goes below that one, this wick goes below that one. So this one would be nice to see it stay inside this wick and find our terminus and then head for 210 and then 250. Alright, so we finally found ourselves into a long position. We have sell side liquidity here. And um, we made an LDCC here. And we closed above the sell side liquidity, which was what, 963. And the close was 975. So upon this close, I was long on this candle here. I'll probably just go ahead and add one more here. Just want to be a little bit aggressive with this challenge account here. Change that to 2, confirm it. I prefer 2 because then when we get near time, if we are near liquidity, maybe we created a swing high and we sweep it, I'd like to be taking partials and not just closing the full position, because I prefer to see us be able to get back up into here because of not working anything in this area. So we'll see what price wants to do. If we do not come get this, I'm absolutely fine with that. That, I don't know what the fuck that was about. I was on a phone call or whatever, and I was just looking at how if I was going to go long, I needed to see a close above this low. Okay, which would have been above. If I can pull it out here. I guess I can't because it's right on that arrow. Anyways, up here, which we did not get, it was just barely above that open. So, and I wanted to see it be above here. Anywho, that was dumb. That was stupid. We're literally just back to break even at this point right now, and we should be up that much instead of at break even right there. So we're gonna wait for time and liquidity every time. Once we're into an entry, it's time and then liquidity. And for me, the time is 15-minute candles. So I need to see the new 15-minute and liquidity, and I'm probably just going to be done with today's trade because I didn't get my second entry. I do think there's a chance we're probably going to come up here and take this high and possibly even reach up into that 250 level that I was pointing out earlier. It didn't look like a whole lot of room when we were sitting right here, 50 points below it, but now that looks like it could be a really decent move. Very small swing high here. Very small. Nonetheless, it is a swing high, but we don't have time. Okay, I need time and liquidity. Otherwise, we don't do it. Otherwise, it's a no deal. So at this point, we just wait. Just continue to wait. And now, something we need to be aware of too is when we get this close, this 15-minute close here from 10:30 to 10:45. If it doesn't run up into here before that, this is going to be the high of a bear SIBI. Okay, as you can see on the 15-minute chart here. And whatever we get to, whatever the high is here, okay, get that out of there. That will be the low of a 50-minute SIBI. And I'm not willing to sit in with my only position to see if we can break through that. So if we get this closed somewhere, wherever it ends up closing, or whatever the swing high ends up being, if we get that liquidity and time first, liquidity next, that'll also be a 50-minute SIBI. I'm done with the full position. I'll just be out at that point. So gotta follow the rules. Follow the rules. like that. Sure would have been nice, but you know, it is what it is. I don't see us coming all the way back down into here. We would have to work. We would have to get through this inversion, which I really would not want to see, especially since once we got through it, we didn't even come back and retest it. It just kept pushing up higher. So stop loss is right below that 1 minute inversion, which is also a 1 minute SIBI. So again, whatever high we get between this 15 minutes is going to be a SIBI as long as it doesn't trade up into here. I'm okay with that, obviously, because I'm in a long position, but no matter what happens, I need time and liquidity. Time and liquidity. So until then, we wait. For visual purposes, I'm going to go ahead and showcase this 15-minute SIBI. And if we continue to push up during this candle, I'll move it up with it. But right now, nearing the end of it, it can be unlikely to continue pushing up, but it still can. But at this point, I really like to just see it kind of. I don't want to see huge retracement, obviously, but and I'm gonna mark out the 50%. That there, get about halfway below it, and that's where my stop sits. Honestly, my entry being exactly at the 50% of this inversion for value gap. I don't think I really want to see it traded to either. I'm gonna do this, but if we get some big black limousines coming down here, I'll probably get scared at one. If that's the case, then I'm just gonna leave it down there. Okay, now I think we can go ahead and set this up right here, because I don't see us going and creating higher highs before the next 15-minute open. So if it turns on us now at this point, then that's just a losing trade. It is what it is. We have 1 minute until the next 15-minute open. So I'd like to see when we get this 15-minute open, price just head straight up into here. And that would be buy side liquidity there. And where I would like to get out of my long position. And I still think that there's a chance that price is going to continue up higher. Again, why this entry, not that one? This one didn't close below the low or above the swing low in question. This one did because it was down here. Excuse me. Right here at basically where my stop is at. Actually a little bit below it, but you can see clearly it closed above there. Okay, here we go. New 10-15 minute candle is on. 15-minute SIBI is set. Let's mark it out. 15-minute SIBI. see if we can poke our head up there and peek around, look over this edge here. All it takes is one candle to get people short. Two, definitely get people short. I mean, look at me getting pulled into this one. That's why I have rules. I gotta be focused, because that was just a lack of focus, and I paid for it. I'm not interested in seeing in holding and closing with a market. Now, the only other thing that could happen right now for me to change where I want to close is if we get this swing high created here. Like if this candle doesn't push up and at least go above it a little bit. So we have 30 seconds. If it does not do that, then I'm just going to lower this to here because I require time and liquidity, and that is technically liquidity because it would be a swing high. We have 20 seconds. If this closes like this, then I just move that there. 15 seconds. Looks likely at this point. Okay. See if we can get up there and bump that. And for me, that's good enough, and it's not only good enough, but it's a full trade with following my rules. There we go. I'm okay with that. I'm going to go ahead and let the recording run just for a little bit longer just because I want to see what price is going to do after this. But that is all I need. That is perfect. I'm done. And if we didn't have our first little fuck up, then we would have been 600 plus more on the account size. So okay, I like to see that we did get that. That's really all I was interested in because that's beautiful. And now see, here's the thing, if I could have got that second entry down here, I would have been taken out here. I would have been taken out here still. I would have done this again no matter what. But at this point now, where it's also gone above here, I would still be holding on to my trade, and I would just have my stop loss moved up to a small profit and give it an opportunity to run up higher. But if price does this, where it trades up into a 50-minute SIBI, and then it comes down below this open here, I probably would have closed my position. And now, not entirely interested in hopping into another position on today because of this first loss already. I would like to just accept this and be done with it. But there's a chance that because we went into the SIBI right here, and then we shifted, came down below here, if it closes below there, it could be another area to go short and wait for time, which, time and liquidity. This liquidity is so darn close that the only liquidity that makes sense to me is either this one or this one down here, and it can do that if it wants to, but I'm not going to be too aggressive this morning. I was trying to be with this entry just because I really liked what I was seeing here. Again, why this, not this? This, when it created the LDCC, again, let's make this clear. This is the last down close candle. It's created before it's confirmed. And I say created with confirmed. I use those two interconnectedly. But when the LDCC is confirmed, it is with the candle that closes above the open of the LDCC, okay? But it also needs to go above liquidity in question. This one, while it did close above here, it did not close above the liquidity in question. So there's a little snippet. All right. Since we're at 51 minutes, I am going to go ahead and let the position run for, not position, sorry, the video run for another 9 minutes or so, 8 minutes, because it's about to roll into 52, about 5 seconds. But again, I'd be interested in seeing what it's going to do here. I like the fact that this actually was not something that would have turned into a short position. So say like if I did move my stop loss up here and I was still holding it, and I didn't get faded out by this right here, then I was again 210, 250, 250. Jeez, I always go way too high. Anyways, good day trading. Another good day trading. These stack up very well.